Maybe you thought I hung the moon. Maybe you thought we were Johnny and June. Maybe you thought it was just us two. Maybe we speak too soon. Here's to you and me, and in between we draw the line, and we can see from where it's been. We scratch our heads and race against the heart's content. Oh. Hello, thank you so much for watching. This is my ukulele tutorial of Heart's Content by Brandi Carlile. This is my third Brandi Carlile ukulele tutorial. I've already done the joke and the story, which I will link in the description box. But this one I think is the most fun one to do, and it's pretty easy. It's only 5 chords. So I'm going to start off by showing you the chords that we're going to use, and then we are going to get into the song and the picking or strumming that you choose to do. Anyway, if you already know your chords, they're pretty simple. If you already know them, I'm going to put a timestamp in the description box and you can skip over that and get right to the song. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, so the chords we're going to do in this song are C, G, A minor, E minor, and F. Alright, so I'm going to show those to you really quickly. I hope you already know them, but if you don't, then I'll show them right now. So C, you are going to take, this is your first, second, third, and fourth finger, your first, second, third, and fourth string. So going from top to bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're going to take your third finger and put it on the third fret, 1, 2, 3, of your fourth string. That's C major. Alright, G is, this one is a little bit harder, but you're going to take your first finger, put it on the second fret of the second string, your third finger, and put it on the third fret of the third string, and your second finger, and put it on the second fret of the fourth string. Okay, A minor, you're going to take your first finger, second fret of the first string. Alright, and E minor is the hardest one in this song. So if you don't want to use E minor, then I'll show you an alternative you can use real quick. But for E minor, you're going to take your first finger, and you're going to put it on the second fret of the fourth string, then your second finger, and put it on the third fret of the third string, your third finger, and put it on the fourth fret of the second string. So that one is the hardest one, but if you want to use, you can do an E minor 7 chord, which is your first finger on the second fret of the second string, and your second finger on the second fret of the fourth string. That's an E minor 7. It doesn't sound as good. You can use it if the E minor is just too hard, but you'll get there if you just keep trying. Your hands will get used to this position. Then finally, the F chord, you're going to take your second finger, put it on the second fret of the first string, and you're going to take your first finger and put it on the first fret of the third string. And that's your F major chord. Alright, so we are going to get to the song right about now. Alright, so I'm going to go through the chords. We're just doing the chords, not the strumming right now, for the first verse. Alright, so they're easy chords, but they're in a weird order, so I'm going to put the order down in the description box for you to take a look at. But once you get the hang of it, then it'll repeat over and over in the song. So you're going to start with C. Maybe you, going to go to G, thought, to A minor, you hung the, to E minor, moon, to F. Maybe you, C, thought we were, back to F, Johnny and June. And then we're going to start that over. C, maybe you thought, G, it was just us two, E minor. Maybe we, that's F to G, speak to, C, soon. So that's where it changes. When you do the first one, it's F to C to F to G. And the next one, it's F to G to C. Then you're going to play through that twice before the chorus. So let's do that one more time, real slow, and then we are going to get into the chorus. So it's C, maybe you, G, thought, I, A minor, hung the moon, E minor, to F, maybe, to C, thought we were, to F, Johnny, to G and June, maybe C, you thought, G, it was just A minor to E minor, F, maybe we, G, speak too soon, C. Alright, and that'll move us right into the chorus, which I will show you is pretty much exactly the same. Alright, so we're going to get to the chorus now, and this is pretty much exactly the same as the verses, except for the very end. Those F, G's, and C's get a little bit weird. But anyway, you're going to start on C again. Here's to G, to you and me, A minor, and E minor in between, to F. We draw, C, the line, to G. So that's where it changes. We draw the line. Then you repeat that, and we can see to G, to where it's A minor. Then we scratch our E minor to F. Heads and race against the heart's content. Back to C, G, A minor, E minor, then F to G to C. So in that little interlude between chorus and verse, you're going to do F, G, C. And then you're going to go into the third verse and the bridge. And I will show you the chords to the bridge right now. Alright, so this bridge is super easy. It's different from the rest of the song, but still super easy. So you're going to do C, one thing I, to E minor, know for sure is. So you're going to be holding those twice as long as you normally do with the chords. So C, one thing I, E minor, know for sure is. And then you're going to do A minor, love, to G, we'll find, to F, away. Then repeat that. A minor, love, we'll find a way. You go right back into here's. Alright, so let's do that real slowly together. And an easy way to remember this is, so it starts out like you have C, then you have E minor, then it just walks down. A minor, G, F. A minor, G, F. You're just walking down. Anyway, so one thing I, E minor, know for sure is A minor, love will find a way. Love will find a way. You're just holding on that F for 2 bars. Alright, so that pretty much covers all the chords in the song. So we're going to get to some strumming and or picking, whatever you choose to do. I'll show you 2 different things that I like to do for this song, and yeah, that'll be about it. Okay, so now we are going to get to the picking or strumming you choose to do for this song. I'll show you first the easier way, which is strumming. And what first I want you to do is make sure you can do 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. That's how you would count this song. And then for strumming wise, so let's just do C to start with. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. So that's 1 down and up, and then I hit a 2 and, which silences the strings. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. If this is too hard for you, you can just do down strums. Here's to you and me, and in between we draw the line. I think think I'm off key, but it doesn't matter at this point. But you can do down strums if you want. That would work perfectly fine. But no, you're going to, if you want to do the strum, then it's 1 down and up, then hit it 2 and. I'm exaggerating my motions, but you would do 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. So in the song that would work in maybe you, then you change chords, thought I hung A minor, the moon, E minor. Maybe you thought we were Johnny and June. Alright, so for most of these you're only doing 1 until different parts of the song, but you'll be able to hear when it should be 2, hopefully. But yeah, maybe you thought, G, it was just us two. Maybe we speak too soon. That's 2. Alright, so that is a pretty easy strum that you can do, and it sounds really nice when it is up to tempo and it fits the song well. So hopefully if you want to do that one, that works okay, but if you want to make it slightly harder, and I think that this actually sounds better in my opinion, is I like to do pick, 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 pick. Alright, so I'll show you how I'm doing this. I'm taking my thumb and my second finger, so my thumb and my middle finger here, and I'm plucking the bottom and the top string. So that's on 1, then on and, I'm hitting the 3rd string. So 1 and hit, 1 and hit, 1 and hit, 1 and hit, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. Alright, so that would sound like, here's to you and me, and in between we draw the line. This one's 2. We can see to where it's been. We scratch our heads and race against to the heart's content. 2. Alright. So anyway, that is the 2 different methods I would use for strumming or picking it. You can even mix it up, but you can really do whatever you want, whatever feels right to you. But that is what I personally would do. And that is pretty much the whole song. Alright, I really hope that you enjoyed this and that this was helpful. I love doing this song because it was the first Brandi Carlile song I ever heard, so I really love it, and yeah, I really hope that this was very easy for you to follow. And if you have any questions or you have a song that you would like to request, please go do so in the comment section below, and like and subscribe if this was helpful and if you want to see more tutorials and covers. Yeah, so thank you. Bye.